All right, everybody, welcome back to the Wolf of Weddings, episode 2. I got my buddies Matt and Maxwell here with me tonight, and we got a good show for you guys. Tonight, our guest coming up is a real Wolf of Weddings and a really good friend of mine. He's a local photographer, videographer based out of Chandler, Arizona. He's originally from Richmond, Virginia, and ever since his college days, he was a graphic designer. He's always had a love for photography. He started off by volunteering at his local church to help build his social media presence, and after serving several months producing good work, he started getting requests for his services. He had no idea that this would turn into a passion. He just loves serving and capturing priceless expressions behind the lens of his camera. I've known and worked with him for over the last 10 years. I call him whenever myself, my team, or an event needs to look cool. Make some noise, man. Give it up for my guy, Darrell Edwards.
Let's go.
What's up, man? Welcome to the show, bro. Appreciate you, man. Matt.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always good to see you.
Awesome. Welcome, man. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, life is good. 2026 already. Isn't it crazy, bro?
Yes, it's going by fast.
We've been working together since at least 2012, maybe even before that. So
yeah, 2012 Antique Wedding House.
Yeah, Antique Wedding House, man. Shoot, going way back.
Yes.
So thanks for coming on the show, man. We got some questions for you. Just going to run through them. Just kind of, Wolf of Weddings, the photography, man. So we want to see what you're thinking in there.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Question number 1, let's see. What inspired you to pursue a career in photography, and how did you transition into wedding photography specifically?
Well, like you said in my at the intro, it started off in college. I ended up doing a lot for my community back home, and I was into music. So back then, what we were doing was record labels didn't offer us deals, so I took all of my little student loan money, I turned it into a studio, and then I bought a camera, equipment, and I started helping local artists actually get their music out on social media. Back then, it wasn't really social media. This is like
the beginnings of it.
Yeah, beginnings of it. So at that point, I started to find a rhythm, and because I made a name in my city, a lot of people would come to me for that type of work. After a while, I started to, build a presence on social media. People started asking to pay me for it, and I was just like, I'm just trying to help people out. And then eventually, it turned into things more than that. I had a friend in the church that I was going to at the time that was like, yo, you should shoot my wedding. And I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Big,
yeah, so, but me, I'm the type of person that like to take on challenges. So I went online, did my research, what type of lenses do you need to get, all of the typical things that you do when trying to start something. I shot the wedding, trash.
Oh, man.
It was trash. And it's not, I feel bad for the client now looking at where I am now, but back then you had to start somewhere.
Right.
So I thrive off of failure. That's one of the things that pushes me. Like, if I mess up, I gotta conquer it now. So wedding photography was one of those things where in the process of learning or being thrown into that field, I learned that I do enjoy capturing moments like that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I love watching movies. I love seeing, whatever you dream, make it come to life. So photography is one of those things where, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So at that point, you're designing this person's memory.
Yeah.
That's a big responsibility. Yeah. But at the same time, what it does is it makes you learn your craft, like go to work. So after those weddings, started to get better and better and better, and then eventually I started to enjoy weddings.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's kind of like how it started.
Yeah, so was that taking place back in Virginia?
In Virginia, back in like 06, 7, 8. I feel like an old man saying old. But back in like early 2000s, like 2008, 2009 was when I started to like really kind of take it serious.
Yeah.
And then that's when I moved out to Arizona in 2009.
Okay.
I came out here for music engineering at a school called Conservatory.
Oh, yeah.
They
call it CRAS or
yeah,
something?
CRAS.
Yeah,
CRAS.
Yeah, cool.
So that's what I came out here for originally in 2009 summer. I came out during the summer, so it was hot. It's crazy. But that was one of the things that I was just like, all right, I'm going to do music, and I'm going to focus on building my artistry behind the camera and just learning how to tell stories. And then right after that, it was probably like 2 years while I was out here. I went to school for graphic design, so let me try out this career.
Yeah.
And on the side, I would build a community. And so, what was that, 2011? So about 2012, that's when I got over to like Antique Wedding House. I was already shooting a few weddings out here with like, you know, people that I knew.
Yeah.
And then that's when, you know, the Wedding Wire, the Knot, that whole industry.
Yeah.
That's when it started to be like, all right, we got to take this serious.
Yeah.
And so that's when it started to ramp up.
That's cool. It all kind of came out of trying to help somebody, like from the very beginning. It's like very humble beginnings.
Yeah. Yeah, it was never based off of trying to get paid off it. I thought the music was going to be the end all be all, but I wanted to, the goal was to help all of the music artists in the city and just my peers be able to have, like, you know, back in the days you had to have an EPK and all of those type of things. So it was one of those things where you wanted to make sure that everybody could hold their own by having like music videos and photography, you know, photos for, you know, for shows and stuff like that. So that was pretty much what it was.
Dude, we should do a music video next time.
Hey, look.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Teach
the
me
next
how to
photo
Wedgwood.
shoot. Yeah, dude, this guy made a song, bro, called "Teach Me How to Wedgwood." Have you ever heard it?
No, I
Dude,
never.
yeah, it's like the Dougie beat.
Yeah.
And then, but it's like instead of
Oh,
teach me
I
how to
know.
Dougie, teach me how to
I
Wedgwood. Teach me how to Wedgwood.
So wait, you made this one?
Yeah, I just, it was basically like a type beat.
Okay.
And they got some pretty good bars
Traction?
on there and stuff, dude.
Teach
Okay.
me how to Wedgwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we mentioned all the venues and
Throughout the valley?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, all the ones.
Oh, the
they got.
Wedgwood
All the
venues?
Wedgwood
Okay,
venues.
okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
I've been telling them we got to make like an EDM
Yeah,
wedding song
yeah.
or like a line dance, right? Because we
Yeah.
see this stuff all the time.
And you know, video is key right now, so
Yeah.
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Capitalize.
Get it going.
Say your name, you know?
Yeah. It's awesome, man. So you came out for school,
Yeah.
and then you just fell in love with the area because Cross is in Chandler, right?
It's in Gilbert and
Oh,
it's in Tippy.
Oh, in Tippy. Okay.
Yeah, they got two
But you landed in
campuses.
Chandler.
I was in the Gilbert area.
Yeah.
When I first came out, I was in Mesa. So that's what I was stationed at. Or I said station. But that's why I started at because the school was closer. And it was like borderline Mesa, Gilbert.
Yeah.
And so I was going to the campus in Gilbert. And then I ended up working out of Gilbert.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was working out of Gilbert, then that's how I kind of eased down to Chandler eventually.
Nice.
And that's when the company went full throttle.
Yeah.
And so I kind of made a name down in Chandler. Mhm.
Nice. Remember that time we met at that house, that mansion kind of place, and did a little photo shoot?
Yeah. That was
I was a
dope.
real estate agent trying to be a real estate agent. Remember that?
Yeah,
And we just went on a house tour. You could, like, as an agent, you could
Yeah.
like schedule a tour. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go preview this house.
Yeah.
I told Darrell, meet me at this dope house, man.
Yeah, I
And then
remember
we did
that.
like photo shoot while we were there, dude. It was
Whole
awesome.
photo shoot. Whole
Yeah,
photo.
it
The
was cool.
craziest thing is, I'm gonna have to pull this up on my website, but I got Jeff on my website.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Jeff, you've been on my website for like
Yeah,
years.
how long have you guys known each other for?
Since it's been since 2011, 2012.
Yeah, somewhere in there. Met at
Yeah.
Antique. I was kind of same thing. I was coming up through the ranks, you know.
Yes.
I was doing a lot for Antique. I was able to dial in a lot of my MC scripts and what I was doing there.
Look, who's
Oh,
right
yeah,
there?
dude. Yeah, it's one of my
the
favorite shots,
photos.
bro.
That's one of
Yeah.
That's one of the shots.
That's when my beard was coming in, man.
Oh,
Beard
yeah.
was coming in.
Yeah,
I was
we-
at that house, huh?
That was downtown
Yeah.
Chandler right
Oh,
there.
And you
oh, no,
still
yeah,
wear
yeah.
blue
We
in
went
that.
downtown
Yeah, we
Chandler.
did that
Always
parking
in
garage,
blue.
huh?
Always in the blue.
Always
Yeah.
in the blue.
Deep blue.
Yeah, bro. Got it, man.
But that's how long we've been working together. It's been
Yeah.
a long time. It's been
That's
a long
awesome
time.
that you guys keep working together. You know,
It's good.
it's
It's also
definitely
the key to this industry is connections.
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one thing I was talking with Michelle at Antique Wedding House the other day, was there's not a lot of people who've been doing it as long as we've been doing it.
Yeah, for sure.
Usually they come in 2, 3, 5 years
Yeah.
tops, you know?
Yeah, and they're
But-
gone.
10, 20 years, you know? Like,
Yeah,
That's a long
Some
time,
real
man.
OGs.
yeah.
Like, shout out to Antique Wedding House because Michelle has connected us for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And
It's getting a lot of people.
I like
yeah,
Michelle.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, for sure.
She's a
Cool.
OG.
So, all that being said, how did you build your portfolio and establish a client base in such a competitive wedding market like we have out here?
So yeah, along that process, Wedding Wire and the Knot was one of those things that I thought was going to be like the bread and butter. You pay your money, you be on the feature page. You know how it is.
Yeah.
Like everybody want to see that badge at the bottom.
Yeah.
But over time, going to weddings, interacting with guests, and my referral base has been like my strongest thing over the years. Because I think that one thing that I can say about, as at least me as a photographer, you're gonna remember me before I leave. Like that's just point blank. Like whether
Yeah.
it's my work, my style, my personality. But I think that when you pay for photography or videography or any type of service, like your personality, that experience is really what you're paying for, along with that work that you give them, right?
Yeah.
And so I think that along the way, when I would do weddings, I would make it like very important to make sure that I get at least 1 or 2 follow-ups throughout every wedding.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, like once I shoot a person's wedding, I'm shooting for that person, but ideally I'm looking for my new client as well. You know what I mean? So you build relationships, you make people laugh, you make them feel comfortable in front of the camera. 9 times out of 10, people will be like, I love you're a photographer. And
Yeah.
that just became a
Yeah.
referral base.
Do you pick them out too? Do you see somebody like, oh, they look cool? Let me
No,
work
it's,
them a little bit.
it's more so like I kind of throw things out there and see who bite. And
Yeah.
then once they
Organic.
bite, it lets me know. And 9 times out of 10, somebody else is getting married, and they kind of just seeing like all of the vendors that's at the
Yeah,
wedding.
absolutely. Yeah.
And so
They're taking note.
Yeah. So they'll see it, and then I'm just quick to like once you make people laugh and feel comfortable, they'll tell you what they need. And then if it doesn't be the wedding, it starts off as like, oh, we need some new headshots, or we need to take pictures of my kids, and then eventually it works out that way. So yeah.
I agree with that, man, because I feel like you're a very personable guy, easy to get along with, especially as a DJ to be able to work with photographers. Sometimes
appreciate that.
some of them don't even say hi, bro, and it's like
Yeah.
weird, or they're just like,
yeah.
every time you make eye contact, they look away real
Yep,
quick, and you're
yep.
like, it's kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And I'll say also, too, like we used you tonight for our team photo shoot, our 2026 photo shoot.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated the preview that you offered.
Yeah.
And I think everybody took that away.
Yeah,
They got to,
that was
feel good
nice.
about,
And I feel like being a photographer, like a lot of people go into photography just thinking you're taking photos, but especially like a wedding photographer, you have to be managing all the family members, calling them at cocktail hour. Like you're managing people, and I feel like that's a big part of wedding photography that a lot of people don't realize until push comes to shove.
point. At one point, I was dabbling into videography, and I thought, photography, I could do photography. I've done enough weddings, I could do photography. But when you take a closer look, man, the direction that you have to give, like sometimes rambunctious groomsmen groups, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
how do you, get them
They're all
to
drunk
settle
already.
down and, listen?
Yeah.
Because we deal with it on the grand entrance, just trying to get that done. And
True.
So, yeah.
It's a
that's
skill.
tough.
It's
Yeah.
a skill. I mean, and it's you have to know that you're gonna have to deal with so many different personalities, and you got to be ready for it. It's almost like soon as you walk into a wedding, you got all of the bridal party. You got everybody who got married before them that my photographer did, So you got to manage all of that. Then you got the moms who, I used to have this in my last daughter's wedding, So it's
So much
learning
info coming in.
It's learning how to understand how to speak their language. And then on the flip side, it's finding the solid points that make them feel good throughout the day, to put them at ease to let you do your job. Because it's almost like you got to buy your job back. Like,
Yeah.
hey, they hired me for this. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So instead of saying that, you want to make sure that like you put them at ease. You find something that they like about you or that y'all find in common. And it doesn't have to be nothing deep. It's just the idea of like, we're here. How can I help you? And 9 times out of 10, a photographer is a therapist. Photographer is a second shooter, second helper.
Yeah.
I mean, they fixing things up for so
Yeah.
many other people. So we play so many different roles. So you're not just hiring me to shoot your wedding. You're hiring me to do a lot of things that 9 times out of 10, a lot of people don't like to do.
Yeah.
We got introverts. You got people that just want to come and do what they want to do. They sit on according to the shot list. I like to document your day, so it's a little different. So it's not like I'm sitting here doing the same thing for the last wedding.
Yeah.
It's every wedding is different because
Yeah.
you're a different person.
Yeah, according to what they got going on. Yeah, I like that approach because I feel like it's how it should be. I feel like you should be capturing and documenting what's happening versus some weddings I go to, I feel like it's so overly staged or it's
Yeah.
so overly like cut,
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it doesn't feel natural for the guests anymore.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it feels like we're doing something for people that aren't even there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
To show later. So
I've even got it to where like I would have to remind the bride and groom sometimes because they would literally do their wedding just to take photos.
Yeah.
And it's like, y'all paid a lot of money for this day. Like,
Yeah.
go enjoy your day too. Like, you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
have to sit here and take photos all day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
it's a balance between like understanding personalities and like directing them so that they can enjoy their day. Because I do know that, you know, I think when I look at what photographers and videographers do is at the end of the day, after the day is over, you can only take home what we did. You can't take home the venue.
Yeah.
You can't take home the DJs. You
Right.
can't do none of that. So it's no offense to nobody else, but our job is to hold on to a day and a moment in time that they would relive forever. But yeah, pretty much people don't understand that at the end of the day, the videographer and the photographer holds those memories and those moments. You got to tell it right. And that's a gift right there. So like you want to make sure that you tell the story right. Because I was talking to my wife the other day and I was like, dang, man, like I need to put like insurance on my life. I need to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Because I said, what if, you know, God forbid, but if my time is up and I got all of these memories, you know what I mean? So it's like a lot of things that you think about that you don't pay attention to in the right now because of the fact of how important your job is, you know? So.
Yeah.
Yeah, just going back and like those memories that pop up on Facebook, like it's the kind of jogs you remember, like, oh, I used to be like that, and you're, you know.
And I've had a few people pass away, and my picture was the last photo that they took. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like that. Like literally, a couple weddings where it's just like that person passed away that weekend, and it was like that was the last photo.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah. One of them was at Stonebridge too. That was the craziest part.
Really?
I like what you said about trying to not do the same shots every day and like craft it around the couple and bring their personalities out. That's the same thing we try to do with the music. Like I don't want to use the same music at every single wedding. I want to bring the couple's styles out, the music they like, what they think their guests will like, and find different ways. Like a cocktail hour list, it's very easy to put on the same music for cocktail hour every night, but if you are able to craft that around the couple, it's just telling their story through music in a different way, but you're bringing their story to life through music.
Yeah, because they remember that too. Oh, my favorite song, and then this song came on. It's all about memories, man. I think that's why the company was called Always Timeless, because those things are the only things that you can hold on to when everything else is gone. Run out of money, run out of food, run out of anything, you still got your memories. You know what I mean? So
Right on. All right. What sets your style apart from other wedding photographers, and how has your style evolved over the years?
oh man, when I look back at my work from 2000,
I'm blind.
Bro, I think back on
I can,
first started.
I can't listen to that. Like,
yeah,
I go down.
and you guys got the same stories. It's just
Yeah,
like you can even look at the photos and be like, oh no, please turn this off.
The way you dress, everything. you know,
Yeah,
it's like,
everything.
what the heck?
So it's the same thing. I think that as I understood, like once I got married, my whole style changed.
Yeah.
Because now I had a different appreciation for it.
Yeah.
At first I liked the creativeness, so I used to try to do the most creative shots ever.
Yeah.
And then I started to look at the small moments, like, oh, this person's crying over there in this corner, or this person never seen this person. It's been 10 years since. So I started telling the story, the real story, and not just the big moment that you post on social
Yeah,
media.
yeah.
So that's how my work evolved over the years. Because at first it was just about the big moment. Oh, I want this because I'm gonna put this on my portfolio.
Yeah.
And then after a while, it was, like I said, it was the small moments.
Yeah.
It was the moments when people passed away. Oh, my father, this is the last time. You know what I mean? So those are started to be the moments. And so you start to take notes at what's more important to the legacy of what you do versus what every photographer does. Because every photographer can shoot the shot.
Yeah.
But can they, see somebody in the corner and over here and this baby is,
Yeah.
those are different
Yeah.
moments that now you got individual stories within the wedding
Yeah.
that makes way more sense and that build clientele.
Yeah. Earlier we were talking about I don't know how far we got into it, but like some companies, they outsource the shooting of the wedding, and then a lot of the editing is done,
In-house.
in-house or back at the corporate, right? And I noticed that's one way of doing it. Do you feel like those shooters maybe miss those kind of moments?
Yeah, I think if in any industry, if you're not properly trained under the the statement piece of the company, the backbone of the company, why this company exists, they're just gonna shoot according to what they know. You know what I mean? So I still feel like it's just like your company, right? You got so many DJs that come, stay long term, and they learn the business, and then some people, they take what they like, they see the structure, and then they try to duplicate it in different ways. Same thing in mine.
Yeah.
But I think you're one of one at what you do, and as long as people can follow that pathway and that system, it'll make way more sense. But yeah, 9 times out of 10, people are hired to do a job, and they come in to do a job, and they just looking at it. And I think that connectiveness of like learning people is really what makes the difference. So it's hard.
Do you hire second shooters yourself to go out, or is it just kind of you? And if you do, are they there with you, or are they like at another wedding that you're not present at?
So most second shooters are with me, unless like it's smaller weddings, like how we do it at Antique Wedding House or something like that. You don't really need 2 people for that because we're not there for a long period of time. If it's a full day, yeah, you with me. You learning how I work. You being right there beside me. The only time that we're separate is like in the morning when like if I shoot the bride, you shooting the groom, things like that until we meet. But you're learning my style. You're learning my portfolio. You're learning how I work. You're learning my lighting system, my techniques, all of those things, so that if ever I can't make it, then I feel comfortable with you. But if we haven't worked together, no. Because you don't know my style. You just know that you've seen my work and you can do that. But 9 times out of 10, it's still, the hardest part as far as my business is most people still want me. And I'll be like, I'm trying to duplicate me so I can get out the way. You know what I mean? But that's what they want sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard.
It's hard to build that trust that if we hire you but you send someone else, are we going to get that same thing? And I feel like that Jeff could probably relate to that. Like they see a video of Jeff DJing, or they've seen Jeff DJ, so they want to hire Direct Sounds, but Jeff isn't available. It's like, who are we going to get? Are they the same style as Jeff, or is it going to be completely different? I'm sure that's the same thing for your photo. Do they shoot the same way? Do they edit the same way? All of those types of things.
Now I can tell you, everything comes in-house, so it's going to look the same way across the board. The style of choices may be a little different according to a person's eye, because my eye is different from that person's eye. You know what I mean? And my personality is different. So
I was going to say personality, yeah.
So some people, like I said, some people are more introvert, or some people might be a little too loud for the client, and they just know how to shoot. So for me, I adapt according to how the client feels. Like, so if you're not a loud person or outspoken person, we're gonna adjust to that. If you are a very loud person, we're going to tame it in a way where we can get our job done. Because you got some brides that be like, all right, I want this shot, I want this shot.
Yeah.
Well, when am I going to shoot? Because you didn't. So it's learning how to
When do I get a DJ?
Yeah. Because, with the DJ.
Play this song, this song, and then this song.
And it's just like,
Okay, those are the same beats per minute.
so, yeah,
Exactly
it's the same way across the board.
Awesome. Can you describe your typical workflow for a wedding day and your preparation from post
Start
to
to finish?
processing? Yeah.
Yeah, so typically if we're talking about, like, let's say for instance, the bride reach out to me, they want to sign me. At that point, back in the days we used to meet. Now since COVID, it's like Zoom and everything.
Shout out
so
COVID.
Shout out to COVID. Save us a lot of guessing time, right? Yeah. But I do miss that personal how you doing type of thing, because it gives them assurance that like this is a real person. He's going to do a good job. So I like to do Zooms. I love making sure that like they're familiar with my style, and then they know how I work. Once we sign and we're on and it's time to go, throughout the process, we definitely chat. Once we get closer to the weddings, all payments and everything is taken, and then we finalize on the process of the schedule of the day, right? Once
like a shot list or something?
Shot list, everything. If brides have shot lists, if groom has anything, I've even had grooms where they'll be like, we'll have the consultation, and then the groom might call me on the back end and be like, hey, I got something private that I didn't want to share. You know what I mean? So I'm even looking out for things like that. So from there, once we got all the formalities in order and it's time to shoot, pre-ceremony, I always go and I introduce myself to bride and groom. Like, I don't care if they're on both sides of the venue or if they're at their homes. I always do that for a pre-ceremony. That way we know what type of feel, what type of vibe is going on. If they stress, if they chill, I'm trying to make sure that I can get all my shots in and that we have enough time. Because everybody know a wedding don't start on time.
No, and if it does, it's gonna be boring. It's a dry wedding.
But 9 times out of 10, the wedding's not starting on time. Usually a bride, is the last person to get ready. But pre-ceremony, I usually focus on all of the details, making sure we got those candid moments. After pre-ceremony for both sides, if there's a first look or anything like that, we take care of that. Once it's time for ceremony, at that point, we're good. Like the bride is chilling out for a while, groom is already ready, and now we're documenting. You know what I mean? We're shooting everything. Once that ceremony is over, and I'm just giving y'all the skinny, but once the ceremony is over, that's when the cocktail hour hits. We want to get the parents, we want to get the family, all of these different personalities, we want to get them knocked out the way fast.
That's your busiest part of the day, probably,
that's the
cocktail?
busiest, that's the busiest part, because at that point, everybody got their iPhones out, they're trying to take, so we got to battle against the iPhone shooters, we got to battle against all of that. And most times, in the consultation, we make sure that we hey, look, I don't want to have to battle. I just got off the phone with somebody for a couple weddings recently, and I was like, look, I don't want to have to sit here and battle with iPhone. But they make a announcement or something like that.
Yeah, but even when you do, they still bust
Yeah.
it out, like,
So after that, we got cocktail hour, and then I finish off with the bride and groom. Usually when I finish off with the bride and groom is to give them a breather. So I remind them, I'm like their therapist the whole day. So I'm keeping them calm the entire day. Yeah. Hey, look, it's y'all wedding day. Hey, look, take a break. Hey, here's some drinks. Like whatever y'all need, calm down. Look, hey, go get, I'm making sure they don't have to do anything, because at the end of the day, I want them to see everything that they paid for, everything that mom and dad paid for. Remember this moment.
Yeah.
That's just point blank. And then I get with the DJ. Yeah. So my process is getting with the DJ. We work as a team.
Yep.
There's no separation. I get with the videographer. If it's not my crew, videographer. We all one team at that point, because we all got a job to do. Mm-hmm. Don't go before me. Don't start something before me. But at the same time, I will wait for you to make sure that you're gonna control the floor. Because at that point, the DJ control the atmosphere, and I'm documenting it. You know what I'm saying? It's a partnership. And throughout the night, I tell every bride, I get with the DJ. I don't even talk to you guys at that point about, hey, what we're doing next, unless it's a coordinator that, that's trying to oversee a lot of stuff. But 9 times out of 10, it's the DJ. Yeah. So me and the DJ is just locked in the whole night at that point, and we rocking and rolling.
Nice.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, because I know some DJs, I think that's one of the biggest feedbacks that I'll hear is like, oh, the DJ, announced speeches, the photographer wasn't there, right? Father-daughter day, and photographer's not back yet, or eating dinner or something. Hit us, man. DJ gripes.
Yeah.
What are some of your biggest ones?
Honestly,
let it out.
Yeah.
No,
tell us about some other guys that
I've been okay. It's been a couple times where DJs have started without me.
Yeah.
And I'm
scrambling.
Mad. Yeah, and it's one of those things where they'll be like, hey, let me know. And then they'll be like, all right, ladies and gentlemen.
I let you know on the mic.
You're supposed to let me know. But 9 times out of 10, usually I make it my job to be like, look, we're here. Please do not start without me. Back in the days when I would first start, and everybody was on their own island, and that pride and all of that would come before, and so, it was, oh man. It would be times where it's just like, why? We just got our plate. We just sat down to eat. Come on, you can sit down to eat as well.
Yeah.
So it's been times where just lack of communication.
Yeah.
So over the years, I've made it, y'all know every single time I see y'all at Antique Wedding House anywhere, I'm talking to you guys. Hey, Jeff, I'm done with the photos here.
Next,
So even when I say that, my goal at that point is all right, Jeff, I'm done with the photos here. Let me get ready for this grand entrance, because I know you about to line them up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's more so just knowing we know that we got a timeline. We know we're trying to stick to this timeline. And we all trying to do the same job, make the client happy. So let's just work together. Yeah. Let's just make sure we make this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I think it being a team is the biggest thing. We're all there for one job, and that's to bring the day together for the bride and groom and give them the best experience. So we all have to work together to do that. That's before a grand entrance. I find photo video team, we review everything that's going to happen up until dinner. I tell them exactly how that flow is going to go. And then during dinner, I find them again. We talk about exactly how the flow is going to go after dinner, so we're all on the same page for how everything is going to flow. But I don't feel like that always happens. And people skip that communication step. And then that's what leads to just chaos or vendors not liking working together, that type of thing.
What is your take on toast? Because like as a DJ, I've done so many weddings where I'm like, okay, you want to stand by the couple, so the photographer can get you and the couple during toast. But like, is that the best place? And then they're like, can I go behind? Can I go to the side? And I'm like, it's just so they can get you and the couple's faces. But like, is that the best go-to for you?
I love it because, so if I'm doing photo and video, typically I want, like, if the bride and groom is sitting here, I would like the guests to either be on left or right, because it's easy for us to be in both, lanes, right? And then, or if they're standing out in the middle, I want them to be facing like the bride and groom, so at least we can put our camera work in some kind of way. And one of the rules that I have is I just like a 180 rule, where like everybody's on the same side as far as my team, so that nobody's in the shot, so we don't have to worry about trying to shoot or on different sides. So that's why I like the couples on the side of the.
How do you feel about, like, I've used it a couple of times because I think they requested it, and one time the photographer did, but how do you feel about for toasts having the mic stand position? Because even from like a DJ standpoint, I know if I have a mic stand for the ceremony, it's not going to look the best. But for toast, is it different? Because if I put the mic stand there, 9 times out of 10, they're going to stay there, and they're not going to, take a little trip while they're giving speeches. Like, would you rather have them have like a mic stand for toast, or does it look better as like with ceremony to not even have that?
I would rather them have the mic.
Yeah.
And the only reason being is because everybody don't know the formality to that.
Yeah.
So you got shy people, nervous people. Oh my gosh, this is my first time. Hi, you guys might don't know me, but the famous lines.
Reintroduce
right?
himself.
Yeah. I'm the best, best this person of this person. So like to make it, formality to it, the stand would be nice, right? Yeah. So everybody know exactly where to go. But ideally, you got a mic and you giving it to somebody. I think the handoff is easier that way. That's just me.
I've gone to almost always on a mic stand just so they don't hold it way down here or it's positioned correctly and they're all in the same spot for videographers. Or if we're just doing it loose, I just leave it sitting on the table and everyone who comes up, they just grab it right off the table. That way the focus isn't on me. I announce the speech, but I stay behind the booth and I have the other mic out there that I talk to everyone giving a speech. They know where the mic's going to be, whether it's on a stand or sitting on the sweetheart table. And they know when I introduce them, they go right up to that, because then I don't have to be in any of the shots. The guests aren't seeing me in between every speech, handing off microphones, that type of thing. I control the volume, all of that right from where I am, and I never have to move. And the focus is never at me. It's always on the couple or the people speaking.
You had a couple two cool fathers of the bride or fathers of the groom take it off. And it's like, don't.
Always.
Puts it off, and I'm like, bro, it's there for a reason, man. Like,
or when they,
don't touch it.
Everyone thinks because old wired microphones, they always slid into a mic stand. Yeah. Now they all clip onto it. They don't slide in. So I've had microphones get ruined because they're trying to slam it down onto the mic. And it's like, no, you just easily just snap it right in. Like, it's on there for a reason. Just leave it.
It's loud when you mess with it.
And it's saving you guys a lot of money.
Yeah, man. All right. So, any other DJ gripes?
No,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I haven't had the DJ gripes like that. Like, that was it. Just early in my career.
Yeah.
After communication, it was easy.
Matt saw some photographer questions online. We were gonna slide in. What was a couple of them?
First one. What is the thing with, like, obviously you guys are the ones editing photos. You can take anything out that you want. But you walk in, and I'm always a fan of, like, the DJ booth is a safe space. Bring your stuff in. We can put your stuff back here, whatever you need. But you see a clean setup, and then you see a photographer run in with their little cart or their bags, and they set it down just off to the side. Mm-hmm. Anyone looking at that is going to now see it goes from this clean setup to there's some bags or a cart right next to it. Like, what?
Like it could be DJ stuff.
Correct. What is the mindset? And I'm not saying you do that, but we see it a lot. What is the mindset of, like, we see this clean setup, but we're just going to set a bag right next to it?
I think the idea of the DJ booth is in most photographer eyes, maybe. And this is just me early on. Now, I try to have a designated place because usually my setup is something that I run to, so I need it. I don't really need to have all of that stuff because I know exactly what I want now. But when that sounds like more of a videographer, and they thinking that the DJ booth is usually where they put all of their stuff. So this is the closest thing to be out of the way.
Right.
So that's usually what I'm thinking that they're thinking. Other than that, you know, like I can't really speak for, because I don't really know outside of, like, I usually ask, like, where can we put our things?
Right.
Because it's a decor layout.
The simple question is great because we can talk about, like, hey, you can stash it under here, you can hide it back here. So when it just rolls in, and all of a sudden it's like you spend an hour trying to make your setup look as clean as possible, and then all of a sudden you come back and there's just bags or carts next to it, and it's like, what's happening here?
And just to, you know, like, kind of take their back a little bit, sometimes it's somebody else that probably told them you can put it right there too.
Fair, yeah.
So that's probably like the secondary answer for that, because a lot of times you got coordinators to be like, oh yeah, you can put it right here in this corner, and it's like, okay, and then they just do that and get right back to work, and then you guys come back and be like, what is this? Like,
What is this nonsense? It's mine now? No.
Yeah.
Now, you
So-
do photo and video, correct?
Yeah.
So tell me, we're in a dance set, lights go down, DJ lights come on. In 2026, is it necessary for there to be giant spotlights shined down so a videographer can capture content during a dance set, which kind of washes out all of your dance lights, and they just have these giant spotlights on a dance floor?
I remember those days when spotlights was like the spotlight thing. No, honestly, cameras nowadays are great enough to handle low light perfectly. But if that photographer, well, more so videographer, because I know for me, if I got a light set up, it's usually a strobe, and that's going to be pop, pop. It's not going to be consistent, like constantly, you know, like, so that's that person's style of work, and they usually have a spotlight because that's their style of work. You know what I mean? Sometimes it helps, other times it hurts. But yeah, you have some that doesn't use light, and then you have other people that.
Man, when I see those, they wheel out the big old light and it goes up, I'm just like, oh man.
they leave
we
it
just
on the whole
washed out
time, like I
the
did-
whole dance set, it's
Yeah.
on 3 straight hours. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They have these spotlights on for the entire dance set. It's not just a flash when they're
blinding
taking a
the
photo or
guests.
video. It's
Like, most of the times it's on for the dances, on for maybe the speeches.
those parts I understand. Like, you need really good lighting. It's
no,
during
I
a
don't-
dance set when the lights come
Yeah.
down, and it's like, well, that just changed the whole vibe of the room.
And half the time they're not even shooting the whole time during dancing. They're
It's
just
just
sitting
on.
down, like chilling, because they're like, I got that same person 6 times.
Usually, like, when people pay that much, and like I said, it's a certain level of awareness too, because if somebody's paying this amount of money to have this type of ambient light already set, I'm not gonna cut my lights on just like how we have lights on and just ruin the whole vibe.
Right.
Like, I'm gonna cut it off when it's not needed. You know what I mean? But for the most part, that's the only reason why they should have it on.
So the ones doing that, they just need better cameras.
No, they just need to cut the light off.
They just need some empathy and sympathy, man.
Every camera at this point is good enough to
Emotional
handle low
And I
light.
intelligence.
feel like that's also why it's almost like when you hire a DJ, you kind of want to interview them for their personality.
Yeah.
Because someone like you're cool enough to know that you're not going to wipe the dance floor out with bright lights. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, y'all paying all of this money and you got a whole setup, and then bright
Yeah.
lights just come and blow it out. It's not gonna,
People can't even like get down the way they want to
yeah,
because the lights
because
are
the
on.
light is right in
Yeah.
the face. So yeah, you gotta respect. You gotta respect that,
People
and you
don't
gotta
dance the same with bright lights on.
Yeah, because you gotta and you gotta know your audience. You gotta know your audience. If audience don't want those bright lights, then cut them off.
Disasters. Have you seen any disasters? I mean, I'm sure you have. Like, what's the craziest one that you could share that?
Craziest? Well, I would say one of these. Okay, so I was expanding my company to have multiple shooters shoot on the same day, and I shot this couple's engagement session, and beautiful session. I'm an off-camera strobe light shooter, so like at night when it get dark, we bring out the flashes. Cool.
Yeah.
I did their whole engagement session. It was a mixture of daylight, sunset, all of that.
Yeah.
I had the second shooter go to the wedding, and she called me in the middle of my wedding while I was shooting at a whole different venue, and she said the bride told her to stop shooting because she, I forgot what it's called. I'm about to say cataracts, but it's when the strobe lights.
Oh, yeah.
Epilepsy.
Yeah, epilepsy.
Yeah.
She had one attack happen at the wedding day because the strobe lights kept hitting her, and she did not tell nobody.
She didn't know about it, or she just
didn't
know?
She just didn't tell.
She just didn't say
she
anything?
didn't tell
Wow.
me, nobody.
Yeah.
And so she I don't know what happened. I don't know if she passed out or something, but she basically shut the whole photography down for the rest of the night because of like her eyes. Like she had to stop. And when I sent her over the picture, I apologized and all this.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but we didn't know.
Yeah.
Nobody knew.
Right.
Never heard back from her.
Okay.
I didn't get any bad review, which was great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's something we'll have to talk, like, especially when we're doing upscale lighting, like those are conversations we'll have of like, is strobing lights okay? Do we have any guests that could affect? Would it affect you as the couple? Like, do you have any history with epilepsy and different things? And I come from the mental health field, so that's something that I've been like just overly aware of for years. But just with our lighting systems, we have to have those kind of conversations, like how aggressive can the strobing be, that type of thing, to make sure we're not gonna ruin the day for anyone in that moment.
Ask him about the lasers.
Oh yeah. I'm not a big laser guy in general, but can the lasers truly ruin a camera?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Immediately.
And is it just from because a true laser, you need to have them up above, because they can ruin eyes and everything there. So is it just having them positioned correctly, or how does it affect you guys specifically?
I haven't heard anything as far as mirrorless cameras, but if you, like before mirrorless cameras came out, if you're doing video and a laser hit that sensor, you're gonna have a laser line on the sensor. It's not going away. That camera's done. You gotta change out the sensor. So
Because it shows up on the
based
picture?
off, because what happens is the shutter is open.
Yeah.
And so when that laser finally swipes past, just like however action
random.
is doing,
Yeah.
if it hits it right, it's gonna show and it's gonna damage that sensor. So yeah, I've seen that happen in the past
So it's
before.
more just about making sure they're positioned high enough to where it's not going to drop a beam down.
I'm not.
The
Listen,
EDM
I
Do you
concert
put it
must
in your
be
contract
scary.
like that? Because I've heard of videographers putting it in their contract that like no lasers are allowed. Is that something you've considered putting in your contract?
I think I've never had a problem with lasers, me personally. I've seen it happen before, but 9 times out of 10, if there is lasers or anything like that, I'm not shooting in the direction of the laser.
Fair.
That's just
Yeah.
not what I'm doing. Because it's just something that you may not. I don't know this DJ. I don't have a relationship with him to be like, hey, we're about to shoot this wedding. Do you got any lasers? It's just like So you just never know. But you have to be aware. You got to know what your camera gear is capable of, and who's responsible for paying for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's not his job either. Because he didn't know.
Yeah.
So it's tough. That's a tough place to be.
Is there anything else out there that could potentially damage your gear or cause?
I mean, besides water.
We feel that one.
Yeah.
We want this outdoor ceremony in the rain, but we still want your microphone, your speakers, everything out there.
Yeah.
No, but even with most cameras are built with a house that can handle like rain. So rain is
rain,
fine,
at least,
but if
yeah.
it falls in like water, that's a different.
Got
But
it.
other than that, no. Cameras are built for tough in a sense.
What about overheating during the summer? Do you have any issues with that?
Oh man, I remember we were shooting at the Wright House
Oh yeah.
in Mesa, and oh, that was crazy. That was another story. So this is before cameras are getting better, but they still overheat based off of like being in. I mean, it's Arizona,
Right.
so it's a different type of heat. We were shooting. It was June, probably like the 25th of June or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was so hot, one of the bridesmaids passed out. Literally standing up there and just
Like during the ceremony?
during the ceremony. So all of our cameras overheated, all of them.
Wow.
It was just like, we were supposed to be recording the ceremony, but it's too hot. It's
Wow.
too hot.
Yeah.
So it lasted, it was one of those things where you had to keep switching out cameras.
Yeah.
Like have more
Cooling
bodies.
them off and
Yeah, so and so I always bring 4 cameras with me on the day of a wedding day, just in case. You don't know. And so I so happens to have 4 cameras that day. So because I had 2 extra bodies, it kind of saved the day. But that was like, nah, we not doing that no more. So yeah,
And I feel like I've seen even like the content creators that you're seeing popping up more and more. I saw one girl with a little ice pack on her iPhone one day.
Yeah.
You know, because it was so
Yeah,
warm.
I've had my iPhone overheat, and it was too cold in Denver skiing,
Yeah.
and it cut off too.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
Talk about like Denver skiing and stuff. Phoenix Suns.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done any like shooting for them?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me, 'cause I feel like I've gotten maybe a little tip on this, and I want to inquire.
So yeah, okay, so 2020, 2020,
Yeah.
I started building my relationships with the city and you know, influencers, people of influence.
Yeah.
At this point, I've already worked with celebrities from time to time, and CP3, Chris Paul, ended up coming to Phoenix, and I
Right.
want to say the following year he kind of put out that he wanted to work with small businesses throughout the city. And so, based off of one of my peers, hairstylist, shout out to Michelle and Hair, she put the plug in for me. It was just like, hey, I got the perfect photographer, videographer for you. I ended up shooting, my first job for Chris Paul was shooting his mom's 60th birthday party.
Wow.
So they actually was hiring me to shoot with Chris, and then his manager basically was like, matter of fact, his mom is actually gonna be in town. We wanna, you know, go to Nobu's and shut the whole thing down and actually do a birthday party for her 60th. And I was just like, sign me up.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was getting into, but it was just like, I'm your guy, you
Yeah,
know?
fair.
And that was a moment of truth that whether like you are who you say you are,
Yeah.
show up that way.
Right.
And so yeah, I showed up, I did my thing, and then now we've been working since that time.
No kid, man.
You tell us,
That's
and
incredible.
and you know, I've been able to work with Phoenix Suns, biggest Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
Devin Booker.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up working with Devin this year.
Nice.
He had his charity golf event, and based off of having good connections with CP3 crew,
Yeah.
they, you know, Chris and Devin is good friends, so
Yeah.
they pitched my name, and then I ended up working with them as well.
Yeah.
So got to meet a lot of good people.
dope.
Yeah.
Chris Paul
Good for
came,
you.
man. I was like, man, I thought we had a real chance. You know?
Yeah, I mean,
were
we went to
looking
the
good.
finals.
Yeah, we went
Went to
deep,
the
man.
finals.
Yeah. But Booker, man, yeah, he's
Yeah, that's my guy. He's
Yeah.
a cool guy,
Franchise man.
Yeah, Booker's a good guy, man. I'd love to work with him again. But his whole management, everybody was really good. We got
Nice.
to go to Booker's warehouse, see all his cars and everything. So
Dang.
it was a really good 2-day event.
Yeah, he's a good guy, man. Seems like a real humble guy. I've been DJing. They got this little VIP club at the arena
Yeah,
for
I've
like
been seeing it. I've
courtside.
seen
Yeah,
Ruben and everybody
so I'm
doing it
hoping
too,
to run
yeah.
into him someday, man, and just
Yeah.
get to kind of meet him and
Yeah,
say
Devin
hi.
is good people's, man. He got some. I mean, we get into All-Star.
Next year?
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, dude.
So I'm pretty sure it's
All-Star
gonna be
game.
a lot.
Dude, what'd you think of the format this year?
I loved it.
Did you?
I loved it.
It was like a tournament style,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I loved it. That was probably like my favorite All-Star in a while.
Yeah?
In a while, because it was still competition.
Yeah.
I
What did the
knew-
winner get? There's just money, or did they?
I'm pretty sure.
Because weren't they get home
I'm
court
pretty
advantage
sure,
at
yeah.
one year?
I'm
or
pretty
something?
sure they get some type of money on the
Yeah.
back end.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even tell you off the bat of like what happens, because it's not East versus West anymore. It's just like almost like if you picking up your homeboys and putting them on a team
Yeah.
based off the era that they came in. So
yeah.
it was cool to see the eras, the new
Yeah.
kids, the old heads,
Yeah.
and then the rising stars. I mean the worlds.
Yeah.
You know, people that's
Dude,
from out
that
the
guy in
country.
Detroit Pistons, bro, Cade Cunningham.
Man.
That guy's a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it's some guys that I'm looking forward to working with. Hopefully, I can work with them in the near future. But
That's
I've
awesome.
I've had some good run-ins with a lot of the old legends. So it's been on my bucket list, and they've been checked off. So it's cool.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the Phoenix Suns, man. The entertainment they do over there
Mm-hmm.
is kind of family friendly, and it's a lot of fun to kind of to work over there.
Yeah,
so I
for
imagine
sure.
your experience was as well. Where do you see your photography business heading in the next 5 years, and what are your goals that you have for growth?
So for growth, I'm looking to scale. To scale. You know, following the same footsteps of yourself. But I'm looking to scale. I'm looking to like step out of the role of like shooting everything and start putting that more so on a team. Of course, in this field, I've had a lot of people come under my wing, and then of course they want to be like you and they want to start their own businesses. But
Yeah.
I'm actually looking for some people who actually want to build and grow with me.
Nice.
Leave a legacy. I want to be able to continue to build my business outside of just weddings, because I do enjoy working with brands and companies as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, as you probably seen on my social media, I travel a lot for work. So it's just holding down the home while I'm away,
Yeah.
to occupy on higher levels, because I definitely want to break into that next level up. But the idea is to be a good staple in the community, and try to expand a little bit back east too.
Yeah, that's one of the things, many things I love about you, man, is one, whenever I want to use you or hire you, I always got to check if you're in town.
Yeah.
And then two, just giving back to the community, man.
Yeah.
And with our DJ Summit and all the training that we offer the community, and we try to bring people in and teach them skills that they can go and make money with.
Yeah.
And supplement maybe some weekday jobs that they have, or make it a full-time thing. Giving back to the community, though, I think is huge, man.
Yeah, I think what happened with a lot of my partnerships with people throughout the valley and businesses throughout the valley. A lot of it is nonprofit. Even with a lot of things that I do with CP3, it's been nonprofit with his Club 61. It's amazing to see him give back to kids and take them on these trips where they can see like what happens at Activision. Or last year we went to the Clippers arena before he actually got picked up by the Clippers, and just a bunch of different places. So I have a nonprofit here that I work with called Team 24, where we had one of the biggest toy drives in the city, shut down the whole block over in Levine, right off of Bain, Broadway, and I think 24th.
Yeah.
We gave out like over a couple thousand toys during the Christmas season.
Yeah.
Last year, Kyler Murray came out and gave some toys with us.
Okay.
So it's been pretty cool to see the involvement of nonprofits, and I've always been big on giving back, and so to connect with different companies throughout the valley has always been like one of those things where it's like, oh, it just aligns.
Yeah.
It's not even forced. Like, I'm not out here saying, I work for nonprofits.
Yeah.
It just aligns.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you got to have a special heart for that type of work, because, it's not about the money. It's about how how your heart is. Yeah, the impact amongst the kids and the community. And that's big. That's big.
Yeah.
You feel like you're doing something for the right reason.
Yeah.
Like, I know we get money,
Yeah.
but on the flip side of things, we're actually doing something that,
Which is more important, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where the real, I feel like, satisfaction comes from,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. So yeah, that's
Good for you.
I appreciate it.
Cool. Let's see here. Are there any new technologies? I know AI is huge. I don't know how big it is going to be for you guys, or trends in wedding photography you're excited about exploring?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, my whole staff is AI.
Yeah. Are you doing like virtual AI, like assistants and stuff, or?
So, look, Jeff, I don't answer phones anymore. AI answer my phones.
No kidding.
I got it to where if you call my phone, not my personal phone, but
Yeah.
my company phone, it's my wife's voice.
Yeah.
But she answers
Answering questions?
Yes, everything.
No kidding.
When I talk on the phone, have a conversation with a guest,
Yeah.
it takes notes for me. So it gives me a
Yeah,
summary.
that
When I do a
printout.
Zoom call, it takes
Yeah, the
notes
AI
for me.
companion.
It gives me a summary.
Dang.
If I edit photos, it edits the photos for me. It gives it back to me.
Wow.
Like
Just because
everything.
you got the presets already
Yeah,
to
because
go?
I mean, it's learned me for like
Yeah.
the last like 3-4 years. Because a lot of these programs, before AI was like, now everybody knows about AI.
Yeah.
But I've been using these programs for like 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
So a lot of the programs, even when it comes to a wedding, I don't have to edit weddings anymore. I just click the profile of like what I want, and it edits whatever amount.
Wow.
It even straightens the photo up for you. All of that. So it speeds up a lot of time on things that you no longer need to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, AI is my best friend.
Dang.
Like, and it's not what I look at AI is it gives you your time back.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
to replace you by any means, because at the end of the day, I document weddings, I document people's lives, and I tell the emotion behind it. AI could never do that. But when I'm done with those, AI can get the photos back fast.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
So it just saves me time of sitting in this chair, back leaning forward in front of a computer for a long time.
Yeah.
So that's where it helps me. And then on top of that, everybody got ChatGPT.
Yeah.
That was my first employee.
Yeah.
$20 a month. That's the cheapest employee ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just understanding what, like how valuable your time is as you get older. Like that's the one thing that we have to fight back for as we get older. It's just like, dang, I gotta sit in front of here for 5 hours.
Yeah.
If I could just press this button, now they got a button that you can press.
Yeah.
So you get those 5 hours back.
back,
You know what I mean?
man.
So that's what AI has been doing for me as far as tech. And I'm gonna continue to learn it because it can make you a millionaire faster where you can have time to get back to your family and friends. Because as much as we love to work, when you look back, and I think because I be on the road so much, my son is growing up and it's just like, Daddy, hola, papi. I'm like, who baby is this? And then my wife would be like, he's learning Spanish now. And I'm just like, dang, like where am I at in all of this process? So it's just understanding how important time is. So AI has came to kind of bring, give me some of my time back.
I like that view of it,
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's maybe eventually going to be or maybe there's already a divide where the new guys get to start with AI forward versus like the old school heads who had to sit there for 5 hours and do it? Because DJs are kind of like that.
They are.
No,
Yeah,
and so-
like anti.
And I think
whatever.
that it's one of those things where like every era has like a foundation of how they was brought up, right?
Yeah.
And if you do not evolve, it's just like an old school car. You will be outdated. You got to get those tags. You got to go through emission.
Yeah.
You gotta you got to get the upgrade, just like an iPhone. And I think that if you approach it from the understanding of, like you can teach an old dog new tricks. And that old dog has so much wisdom. So if you bring your wisdom with that new trick, you are you will outdo the young kids.
Yeah.
Because they still got to go get wisdom. You already have wisdom. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's all about the way you view it. If you view it from the standpoint of like, this is put to help me, let me stop looking at the fact that these kids are getting on TikTok and all of this. Like, that's cool. That's their era, right? Like when you think about investments, who would you use for investments? Fidelity, Charles Schwartz, all of those, right? They're using Robinhood. They're using Webull. You get what I'm saying? So that's their era of technology. And I think that if you integrate both, it would allow you to see that we still have the advantage, because if the internet go dead right now, we know exactly what to do. They don't.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So we have both sides of the spectrum. So I just think that when people are stuck in their old ways, they just missing out on how much they can improve on their old ways to help them actually get further.
Yeah, can you imagine all the internet goes down and all the DJs dusting off them records, man?
And there's gonna be a lot of DJs who don't know what to do. They're gonna be like, I don't know what.
Just the ones who can't play without streaming. Like they don't own their tracks anymore. They all
Puts
just
out the
stream
hard
everything.
drive.
It's like you lose internet, you're just toast.
So there's a benefit on both sides.
Cool, man. What advice would you give to somebody looking to break into the wedding photography business? And are there any resources or strategies that you found particularly helpful on your journey?
Yeah, so if you get into wedding photography business, community is my biggest focus. You have to build community. This is not a one-man thing. Like, the number one thing that I did when I first got here, I went to every venue that I could go to and see if I could get on preferred vendors list. If I could, if I could shoot, like I would literally try to shoot cheaper, or I wouldn't say cheaper, but smaller weddings to see if I can be impacted or get inside on the side of the marketing, the strategy of if trying to get on somebody's list so I can build some type of relationships.
Yeah.
But relationships, I would say, is everything. That's never going to go away because you never know who's in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's one of the things that I would tell if anybody's getting in this industry, in any field, you got to build relationships. You got to open your mouth. You got to talk. You can't be just sitting back and thinking that if you post all day, people are going to answer you.
Yeah.
That's one thing. Another thing is networking. Like you actually have to get out talk to other companies, find some type of mentorship, somebody who's already did this.
Yeah.
Like, I think that one thing that people don't take advantage of is mentorship, because everything that I've made a mistake in, if you come, you can actually avoid those mistakes. Same thing with DJs, same thing with any industry. So mentorship is another thing. You do not have to do this by yourself. It's a whole world of people who are sitting back with all of this information that's waiting to talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. And then, like I said, stay up on technology. Understand how it's evolving, whatever industry you're in, to make sure that you can I guess speed up the process.
Yeah.
You know, not to go ahead of your time, but just to understand that you don't have to take all of these doors. You can just go through that door.
Yeah.
You know, so, and then trial and error, fail.
Right.
Go out there and fail.
Yeah.
You gotta fail.
Yeah, fail your way to the top.
Yeah,
I've heard.
fail.
Yeah.
You gotta fail, because in that you're gonna get all of the experience you need to know.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So that would be my 4 to 5 things that I would do if I had to start over tomorrow, or if I was just getting in this industry in general.
Yeah.
Because in the process of you learning how to do your camera work or whatever, you still got to learn all of the business side of things to actually grow.
Yeah.
You know, most of the times people just think they got a camera and they can shoot.
Yeah.
Nah, that business side is the most important part.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. Are you still networking at this level?
Oh yeah. On every level. Like, I mean, you know, All-Star was last weekend.
Yeah.
You know, I don't care who I'm there for. We
Dude.
in a room
Yeah.
full of everybody.
That's
Millionaires and billionaires.
Yeah.
I'm networking.
That's the one thing I noticed about the Suns game. So as a fan, I've always attended the Suns game, and you know, just sat in the stands. But
Yeah.
as a DJ going in there, and when you get into the VIP sections and you're getting into the suite and the box levels,
Yeah.
what I'm realizing is that it's not even about the Suns game. It's
No.
a huge networking
It's a
event.
network. That's all. I
That's
used
all
to
they're
have.
doing. Yeah.
I used to have tickets. I was a season ticket holder for a couple of years. You know, 2018, 19. Then we went into COVID. Then I stopped.
Yeah.
And then once I started working with Chris and everything, it was just like I'm not even paying attention to that at that point, right?
Right.
But everybody who was sitting down beside me
Yeah.
was almost like we was at church. Like, oh, I'll
Yeah.
see you next week, you know,
Yeah,
type of
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But it was one of those things where like you build a community of people who actually pay hard-earned money to be here,
Yeah.
and you never know who's sitting beside you.
Right.
So it opens doors for a lot of opportunities that you wouldn't normally get, you know, with this person off the street. Like, I literally ran into people that I see on TV every single day just based off of having my little cheap tickets, you know, seats.
Yeah.
So it's just all about, like, you have to get out there, you have to expose yourself to that, and you gotta ask questions.
Yeah.
You gotta ask questions. This is not a pride thing. It's an understanding that this Dan Marley is right here in front of me. Yes, he's been retired for so many years.
Yeah.
But he got so much game that he can teach me.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is ask him the question. You know what I mean? So you just never know who you can run into.
You got to be willing to learn. Got to be willing to talk to people. Like, some people get so stuck in their way, or they've done it for so long that they're like, I know what I'm doing. We can all learn from the next person. Whether they've been doing it for a week or 10 years, they might do something different that you can learn from and pick up and grow from that. So you got to be willing to listen and to learn and work with people.
I learned from my interns. I
Yeah.
learned from my second shooters. They don't have as much experience as me, but they might do something new that
Yeah.
I've never even thought about.
If they're younger, they're all
Yeah.
on the new apps
Yep.
and all the new, you
Yep.
know, like
That's been we've talked about it before. It's my favorite part of working on a large team. We're a team full of DJs, and although we all do the same thing, we all do it differently. So you can pick up things from each person and find, okay, that's a small thing I can implement into my workflow to make myself just a little bit better.
And just having that mindset in any industry helps you like grow exponentially. Like, I look at all of like the biggest DJs, and all of them are saying how they don't gatekeep, how they always just spread more information. You look at the guys that do gatekeep, and they grow slowly. You know what I mean? Like, you will grow so much faster if you're working with other people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I learned from Maxwell. Last video we did, he taught me a whole bunch of words. I'll be telling my teenage daughter, I'll be like, hey, chill out, twin. Let me brush these negative energy off, you know?
Say less. Run it back.
Well, shoot, man, we appreciate your time, Darrell. I
Likewise.
just want to give you this coffee cup, man, because you're a true wolf
Oh, I
of
appreciate it.
weddings, man.
That's
And
dope.
yeah, man, appreciate your time, brother.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Yes, sir.